Good morning, and thank you so much for sharing your morning with me here at Central Vermont's podcast. I'm JD Green. This is Aired Out from Fly on the Wall Productions, live on Facebook and YouTube, streamed everywhere you get your podcasts, on the web at airedoutvt.com. It is a new day, a fresh new week, a fresh new month. Welcome to February. Shortest month of the year, which if you're not loving these winter temperatures, you're probably pretty happy to hear that. Happy Monday. 6 days to the Super Bowl. 12 days to Valentine's Day. The salacious marmot Punxsutawney Phil made his groundhog call this morning just after 7 a.m., which we brought to you live here on Aired Out. And he did. He saw his shadow, which means 6 more weeks of winter. Phil's accuracy, by the way, about 35%. I think Phil's just looking for a little bit of love. I think he's looking for a lady friend. I don't think he's worried about the shadow. I think he's just been cooped up in the burrow too long, and he's restless and wants to get out and get active, if you know what I'm saying. Good morning, and thank you to a few new followers and listeners this morning. We have Phil in Brandon, Dan in Newport, Cindy in Northfield Falls. Very good morning to you. Sunshine and about 21 degrees today, which seems like a heat wave. It was negative 12 at my house this morning. I think the warm spot was coming into Barrie at negative 9. Cleared tonight, negative 3. Tomorrow, sun and clouds, 28. Wednesday, morning snow showers, 27, with some sun in the afternoon. Thursday, cloudy and 23. Similar on Friday, and another harsh cold snap headed for us this weekend. Daytime highs on Saturday, 3. Super Bowl Sunday, 9. That's going to be a great day to stay on indoors and watch some football. All the pregame stuff leading up to it all day, which, by the way, actually starts today. Sports fans. Richard Williams on the birthday list today. Anderson Brown, Lyman Curtis, May Grout, Ross Deary, Ryan Granfield, Curtis Brown, my good buddy Frankie Allen on the birthday list yesterday. Happy birthday to you. So, community calendar. What's going on? First of all, I see that there's a lot of new activity over at the American Legion Post 10 right here in the Granite City, which is great stuff because people need to get out of their homes and go somewhere and enjoy some drinks, some food, some live music. There's always great things happening at the Legion. Tomorrow night, dine in or take out. They've got their Tuesday night meal. It's just $12. They ask you to call ahead today and order if you'd like to get on the list. 479-9058. Wellness Wednesday is back on Wednesday this coming at the WellSpace building right here in Barrie, 23 Summer Street. Starts at 4:30. We're going to be talking a lot about that as we move closer. Also on Wednesday, this coming, day after tomorrow, the Governor's Ballroom at the Capitol Plaza Hotel in Montpelier, the Welcome Back Legislators Reception. It's an opportunity for you to meet some of the legislators and speak directly with them, raise some concerns, and listen to what they have to say. However, if you would like to be there, you got to get on the list. Contact Kelly Finnegan over at the Central Vermont Chamber of Commerce. They're the ones that are hosting this. You got to let them know that you'd like to be there. K Finnegan at centralvt.com if you'd like to be included. I'll put that up in the comments here as well. So what else? Looking ahead here. Bingo at the Canadian Club on Thursday. We got a busy week here Friday night at the American Legion, we got a solo artist at 5:30. We got the Penguin Plunge this weekend. We also have the Central Vermont show up at the Barry Auditorium on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be a cold weekend for it. Get up there and, enjoy. There's always a ton of people. Night to Shine next weekend, Friday, February 13th at the Elks Lodge. Going to be amazing. Freezing fun for families. Looking ahead here, Friday, February 27th through March 1st. And we got the link to register for that up on the Aired Out page. It's going to be amazing. I've already been in touch with some of the organizers, and we're going to sneak them on the air real soon. Being that it is Monday, we have not only day one of the work week, day number 2, technically, of February. And February is American Heart Health Month. Heart disease, I think most of us would agree, doesn't always come with flashing lights and sirens. Sometimes it whispers before it roars. Today on Aired Out, I have a local guy, Josh Howard, who's sitting right next to me, right here, with a story that proves why paying attention can save your life, as I said earlier this morning. Heart disease, and I've done some of the stats here, Josh. The number one killer of men and women, both in the United States. Every year, about 1 in 5 deaths is heart-related, and nearly half of adults have some form of cardiovascular disease and don't even know it. Pretty amazing. And those are just some real quick, simple stats that I just found here in front of me this morning. But I think local stories hit a lot harder than national stats. This was a big wake-up call for you.
I would say so, yeah.
What happened, man? What's your story?
Well, so September 11th of 2023, I get woke up by my cat, of all things.
2023. All right, so
Yep.
3 years ago.
Yep. And I guess my cat was acting weird all night. I was housing somebody after the flood that year, and he was still there, and the cats were bothering him. And, well, next thing I know, I wake up, I'm like, what's going on? And I just felt this intense pain all through my chest, my back, my arms. I could barely walk. I got up, I'm like, well, what's going on? Trying to figure this out. I wake my wife up. I say, I think I got to go to the ER. And, well, we fly up there. Of course, I'm in a bit of a panic. I can't put my shoes on. I'm just so weak. I don't know what's happening to me. And, of course, in my mind, I'm like, oh, this could be nothing, be indigestion or something like that, right? Well, I get up there, and I stumble my way into the emergency room. I hit the floor, and all I can say is chest pain. And they rush me in the back. Excellent staff up there. Rush me in the back, throw a bunch of tests at me, CAT scans and stuff. And they said, well, we're not going to keep you here. And I said, what's going on? Like, oh, you're going to Burlington for emergency heart surgery. I was like, oh, boy, that kind of stinks. Barrytown EMS, excellent squad. Got me up there in like 30 minutes or less, just flying, absolutely flying.
From Berlin.
From Berlin, yep. That's like their route. It was probably more like 20 minutes. I mean, we were screaming. I get up there, and the only delay I had is I said, well, I want to see my wife before I go into surgery. So they're waiting for her to follow up, and she was flying too. And she was talking to the doctors on the way up as far as what they're going to do and options that we had, so on and so forth. But then we're told, like, it's going to be a mechanical valve, all that kind of stuff. The last thing I remember is saying, I love you to my wife, and they knocked me out as they were shaving me up and all that kind of stuff. It happened pretty quick. Turns out it was an aortic dissection. I had no idea I had any issues whatsoever leading up to it. I had like some dizziness here and there. I had like a little chest pain, and I always made excuses. Back pain I always had, and like, oh, that's just a sore back. it all adds up now. Hindsight being 2020, that is probably all related. It turns out I had a bicuspid valve, something that you are born with. It's just a deformity. A lot of people have it, don't have any problems if they know about it. Knowing about it is a big thing. It's genetic, and
How old are you now?
I'm 25 for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
That's what I like to say. But I was 42 at the time,
All right.
and
So 42 years
yep,
of this being undetected.
yeah.
And
And I
no
went
no
through
real
military,
warning
whole
signs.
9 yards, and the only way to find out about it is an echocardiogram, a CAT scan, something along those lines. They got to actually see it. And I never really had one of those on my heart, so I never had any. Never went to the hospital for any heart-related stuff. Never had any red flags.
No real obvious warning signs
No,
in the days or weeks leading up to this.
no. I was actually just worked outside the day prior and was tired from it. But, and looking back on it now, like my constant exhaustion when I was doing stuff outside, probably related, most likely. And, well, I'm glad I made it. It was a close call. For aortic dissections, people that have them, the type A's like I had, where they actually pop, 50% of the people that get them die on the spot, just drop dead. Of those 50%, half of them never make it to the hospital. Of the people that do make it to the hospital, only half of them make it to the ER, or to the operating room. And from there on, it's like every minute you lose a percentage point. I was in surgery for 40 hours for that one.
40 hours.
40 hours total, not in a row, but they would keep me open. I had a lot of bleeding issues, so they kept me open and put me in the ICU. Freaking gave me a bunch of blood. I think it was like 70 units of blood altogether, and I was down to the last little bit that they can give me, because otherwise it just wouldn't work anymore. And I finally stopped bleeding, which is good. And I woke up, I don't know, like a bunch of days later. I couldn't even tell you, and it was kind of freaky. Definitely kind of freaky. I was definitely not with it. Lots of hallucinations. I was staring at the ceiling with a tube down my throat, couldn't say anything. And I thought I was at home, and I was thinking to myself, like, when did I change the ceiling here? And the nurse would come in like, oh, can we turn a TV on for you? I'm like, oh, no. I thought that TV was breathing. I could have swore I saw it breathing. So I wasn't messing with that.
Man.
Oh, yeah, it was all kinds of fun. Lots of pain. But they managed that pretty well. But, yeah, it's my second surgeon told me, like, you probably feel like you got hit by a train. And that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. But I made it through. Started my recovery process. Had to learn how to walk pretty well again. It's nothing really wants to work after you've been down that long and had that much work done. They ended up giving me a mechanical valve, aortic root graft, had a triple cabbage, which is basically a bunch of bypasses. It just got a lot of new parts. It was found I had a bunch of type B dissections at that time too, but being the complexity of the surgery that had to happen, we couldn't really deal with that at the time. So I started that process of recovery, went to cardio rehab in December of that year and completed that. But in end of December, I ended up getting COVID, which was kind of weird. That was kind of a shocker. But it wasn't a big deal. They gave me some medicine for it, the good stuff, and got over that. But in January, started getting chest pains again. I'm 24.
What?
And so I go to the ER. I had been in and out of the ER and the hospital here and there for a while. Because at that point, I was told, like, you really don't have I don't really have the convenience of saying it's just a cold, it's just a that, just a whatever. Any issues, I was supposed to go there. I mean, that's still kind of that case. So in January, I started going in there again, and they found that I had a infection. Who knows where it came from? Probably from the first surgery. Not their fault. It's emergency surgery. It happens, but had an infection. It was sticking to my new valve, my mechanical valve.
Oh my God.
And of course, said, well, we'll try some antibiotics. So we tried antibiotics, like the really hardcore stuff. You got to be in a hospital to get it. Looks like neon yellow mimosas. They pump into you, and I was taking that pretty well, and so on and so forth. Then I got a growth on my valve, and they said, well, I had 90% of my doctors said, yeah, we probably have to go back in there and do a redo surgery. And of course, I'm still not in the right mind. So I'm going to do anything I can not to. That 10% was one guy I said, well, we could probably, the antibiotics might work if we keep trying them. So that's, of course, what I did. Not really thinking straight. Probably shouldn't have been making my own decisions at that point because out of pure fear. And, well, that didn't work. So by February, I started peeing blood and all that kind of stuff and went to the ER. And from February until April, I was in a hospital.
Which February are we talking about?
24.
2024. All right.
So not that long after the first surgery. So I was admitted in, and we were going to be waiting for a redo surgery, and things just kept kind of getting worse and worse and worse. I dissected again, and one of my other dissections I had popped when I was up at UVM, and they went in. That was an easy one. They just went in through an artery and coiled it up and sealed that one off. And then I got transferred down to Mass General. The reason I went down there is not because UVM can't handle awesome doctors, awesome staff up there.
Yeah.
They didn't have all the specialized equipment they wanted to have. Totally acceptable. So I went down to Boston General and taking care of me down there. I was probably 2 days away from my open heart surgery again to redo, and I dissected again, this one near my liver. And so they quickly went in, the same thing with the artery, coiled that off. I got to do that with no anesthesia because they didn't want to give me an anesthesia because it would affect the big surgery I had to have done. So I got to, they put lidocaine on the incision, so you don't get to feel that.
Yeah, forget it.
You feel everything else, though, every last bit of it.
Kidding me.
Yeah, and I could have asked for it at any time, but at that, you go through enough where you kind of get a pretty high pain tolerance, and which is convenient, I guess, but it hurt. But they took care of that, and then the second surgery, open heart surgery, they just took everything back out, replaced it, put it back in, cleaned everything up, and it was actually a lot smoother. It was about 20 hours that time, so which is excellent. Recovery was a lot better. I was walking the same day that they woke me up, and they actually woke me up early because they were afraid I was going to have a stroke. So I had a stroke during the first surgery, so I was at high risk this time. So I was already throwing clots everywhere, destroyed my kidney, destroyed my liver, whole 9 yards. But yeah, it's been a process, and well, luckily I have not been admitted to the hospital since then. So thank you to all the hospital staff, all the nurses, everybody. Excellent professionals at all those facilities. Couldn't say enough.
So the last 2 years, year and a half.
Yeah, I've been in recovery for 15 months, 16 months, whatever that is there.
All right.
So I think it was like April 20th I had the surgery or something like that.
You've lost some weight?
A little bit, yeah. Let's see, about 100 pounds at one point. I was getting kind of emaciated. I could not eat for 3 or 4 weeks after my first surgery. Just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Put food in front of me, I take a bite, I'm like, nah, I'm good. It was exhausting to eat. So I was like, no, not having it. So it was just falling right off of me. Eventually had to make some changes, had to eat something, and well, got on a kind of a health kick on that one. It's you get a lot of limitations what you're allowed to eat and what you can't eat. Some of them are kind of weird, like I can't have broccoli anymore.
Okay.
Imagine that. I actually liked broccoli too, which kind of stinks, but
okay.
Some other leafy greens because I'm on blood thinners.
Interesting.
So.
Yeah.
And but no trans fats, no saturated fats. You just really got to watch the whole shebang. So yeah, I've been eating the same thing every single day since 2023.
And what is that? What is the same thing?
Oh, let's think here. I have a big tub of some zero sugar yogurt. That's my breakfast. I usually have a protein shake. I go bananas, just bananas and apples to eat throughout the day. And then for dinner, I just do ground turkey, just like 99% lean.
Yeah.
Real lean stuff. Some keto bread and a sweet potato. And that's it.
Is that the menu every day?
Every day. Every day. Well, most every day. About every 8 weeks, I do cheat a little bit. I take my boy over to the Chinese buffet. He likes that place, and we go ham. I feel like hell for about 3 days afterwards.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I could. It's once you eat like that, and you start eating you eat something really junky, you feel it pretty badly. So, I think it's all that sodium that gets me. But one-time shots aren't gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Moderation.
Moderation, which is it's not easy for so many of us.
No, it's pretty difficult. I've been trying to teach my kids the
Yeah.
healthier lifestyle sort of thing. We cook at home, or I should say, I cook the dinners at home every single day. And on occasion, they want some McDonald's. They want something junky.
Yeah.
And I say, all right, it's been 2 months. Let's go ahead and do it. And then we can wait a while again. Just whatever I said, you guys can have anything you want. Is it make it worth it? Because we're not going to do this tomorrow. It's going to be a little while.
Josh Howard is my guest this morning on Aired Out. We have a few people that are just joining us that are wondering what happened. What's your story? And they're hearing just the last couple of minutes here. Bottom line is you had what's called an aortic dissection, where the inner layer of the aorta, and I'm learning this, taking notes, also surfing the web here, tears, and blood goes between the layers of the aortic wall, and this can kill you
Instantly, yeah.
instantly. So this is not your classic cardiac arrest heart attack.
No.
Okay.
No. It's a little worse than that. But what leads up to it is a lot of signs that you just kind of ignore. You might have high blood pressure that can help it kind of tear along there. Stress, poor eating habits, things like that. And of course you might see stuff like random pains here and there. Could be in your back, could be in your arm, could be in your chest, could even be in your legs. Because the aortic root feeds everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. And what my doctor would tell me is that internally, like your organs, as far as like where to locate pain, like where it's actually hurting, your body actually has no idea how to tell you, like, oh, my kidney hurts or my liver hurts. It might show up here in your armpit. It's because your body doesn't know where to tell you where it's at. Just that something's wrong.
February is American Heart Health Month, and being that this is day number 2 of the month, what better time to be talking about this?
Yeah.
I mean, this is you really, and you're a young guy. I mean, you really never know when your number's up, when this is going to happen to you. And you were just fine. 42 years of your life,
Yep.
you're walking around. You got this
Ticking time bomb.
ticking time bomb.
Yep.
And man, when your time ran up, I mean, you've already heard many times you're lucky to be alive.
Yeah, they gave me a 10% chance, I believe.
10% from when you had
From when I went into surgery to when I came out. So
10%,
10% by the time that came through.
and you had surgery twice.
Twice, yep. Well, the second one I had a much higher percentage rating. I mean, the planned surgeries go
Sure.
so much smoother.
Yeah.
You can prep out so much better. But that's not saying that Mass General does it better than UVM. I think they're both fantastic, but one was planned, one was emergency. They both saved my life.
Yeah.
They both did a great job. So
I think the important, the main takeaway today by having you on is to change some lifestyle, because you could have some underlying hidden stuff going on with your heart that you don't realize. I mean, you felt fine. Everything was normal in your life until this
for
happened.
the most part, I mean, like I said, hindsight, you kind of remember signs that might have been something, that might have been something. Maybe I should have gotten it checked out.
Yeah.
But in the moment, it's like, okay, that's just kind of weird. I'm dizzy. Maybe I just need to drink water or something like that.
Right.
You know?
Of course.
But the fact that it was happening more often, probably a decent sign. The one blessing that I have from the whole situation is being that because I had a bicuspid valve originally, a bad valve, and since it's genetic, I got to get my whole family tested. So they all got their echocardiograms and checking out the valve, and I found my oldest daughter has a bicuspid valve, and so does my mother. Which is, it's not a death sentence. It doesn't mean it's going to turn into anything. It just means they're going to monitor it, which is the absolute blessing.
Say that again. By what?
Bicuspid.
Okay, spell it.
BICUSPID. Does that sound right?
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now. Holy crap!
Basically, a
Okay.
valve's supposed to have 3 openings. Mine only had 2.
Okay. Um,
It's a rare genetic thing, but people have it. Most people that have it have no idea they have it.
This is amazing to hear this. I'm going to share with everyone what I'm seeing here this morning. I'm going to post it up in the comments, but this is incredible to hear your story afterwards. I mean, we're year and a half or so ish, 2 years, somewhere in there, since the second surgery.
Yep.
You've lost 100 pounds.
Yep.
You're living up at Planet Fitness how many days a week?
I go there 6 days a week.
6 days a week. For how long?
Right now, about an hour to an hour and a half a day. Yep.
Wow.
Just part of my daily routine. I wake up nice and early. I get up. Take my medicine, all that kind of stuff. Get what I need to get in me, and just head up there and get it out of the way. And it's not always easy. It's not always something I want to do, but I don't sit around and think about it because that leads to procrastination. I just won't go. So rip it like a Band-Aid and just do it. Get it done. You'll feel better afterwards.
Every day.
Every day.
You told me before we cracked the microphones, I hate cardio.
Oh, I do. I don't even do cardio, but I do lift. That's what I like to do. And my understanding is what my doctors are telling me, as long as I'm doing something in there, getting the heart rate up, it all counts. It's all good.
Heart rate is heart rate.
Heart rate is heart rate. Yep.
In a way, it's kind of all cardio, but
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It depends on how much intensity you bring to it. So the more intense you bring it, the better results you're gonna have.
all right. So you're lifting, and you also were suggesting to me maybe a little bit of less weight but proper form.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of information out there as far as how to lift and stuff like that. You basically want to shoot for like 8 to 12 reps of any weight, any movement you're doing. That's the general rule, and hitting failure somewhere in there. So, but also focus on your range of motion, getting the full range in there, and putting the weight. Like, let's say you're doing a bicep curl, instead of doing it from down low, you set up a cable or your weights, however you want to do it. So the weight's 90 degrees against your palm at full extension. So all the weight is at the beginning, and it gets lighter at the top, because that's going to just promote more growth, more stretch, help your joints out.
Are you able to pull that microphone to your chest so that our listeners can hear this mechanical?
Is it audible right now? Let's find out.
It's going to be. That's crazy.
Get it?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
that's amazing. So that's a mechanical valve in there.
Mechanical valve, yeah.
How's that thing powered?
I think it's just hopes and dreams. They give you a choice. It's either mechanical, bovine, or pork valves. And being because of my age, I recommend a mechanical because it's never has to get replaced unless you get an infection on it, of course. Pork and bovine, my understanding is like every 10, 15 years, you got to go through the whole thing again.
Here's the thing, man, and I don't need to tell you this because you know this. So many of us know this. The winters are long and cold up here in Vermont.
Yeah.
And I, along with so many other people, are guilty of inactivity during the winter. Just not moving around enough. Even if we're not going to the gym 6 days a week like you are, just getting out and having some controlled, regulated, consistent activity, even if it's 10, 15 minutes. We're not all. So many of us are guilty of just not getting that in, man.
Yeah. It's whatever you think you would enjoy doing. There's no wrong answer to how to be active. It's whatever you want to do. There's no wrong way to do it. Just have at it.
Glenn's asking you if that drives you nuts, if you can hear it all the time in your head.
Oh, I can hear it
All the
24/7. I just kind of block it out. At home, I got some old clocks I inherited, and have a good nice loud tick to it, so it drowns it out.
Wow.
So,
What do you recommend to someone like myself who, listen, some of our excuses, if you will, for lack of a better term, are pretty valid. We're just crazy busy. We're going from point A to point B to point C. We got to be here. We got to be there, and then it's go, 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 and then it's whatever after dinner or whatever. It's crash onto the couch, warm blanket, Netflix for the next however long, and then until we're exhausted and we go to bed. That's a routine that so many of us are caught up in.
oh yeah, I can make that excuse too. I got 3 kids. I say I got to drive all 3 of them to school or get them to the bus every morning. I got a son that has on 3 basketball teams right now. The practices and all that stuff is crazy. I got to make dinner for everyone in the household, and I still go out and I work just about every day. Right now this winter, not as much, but I plow with my buddy. So every time a snowstorm's out there, I'm up there at 12 o'clock in the morning. But the secret is you make time for it. You create the time. You plan ahead for it.
Don't find the time, because you'll never
Yeah, you're not going to find it.
find
Like,
it.
maybe I'll have it afternoon. No, I go early in the morning because that's what works for me. I create the time. I get up specifically for it, and I go. I get it over with. I'm back in time to do my entire day. And later on at night, let's say I'm exhausted because I did so much that day, I can go to sleep. I don't have any guilt about it whatsoever. I already did my stuff. It's good to go.
Eating well. When you say your stuff, your eating habits and your exercise habits, that's your stuff.
Yep. All pretty well scheduled every day.
Self-discipline, brother, is
It's tough to come by. It's easy to make excuses not to go. It's too cold outside. It's gonna be too busy up there. It's I'm too hungry right now. I was like, I just want to rest a little bit longer. Well, we all know how that goes. Procrastination it's rough. Rip it like a Band-Aid. Just get it done with. I don't like going every day sometimes. Sometimes I really don't want to, but I just do it and get it done with.
wow.
And once you're there, I mean, I like going to the gym rather than doing stuff at home, because you go to the gym, there's only one thing to do.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Yeah.
If I'm at home, I'm like, oh yeah, we have a treadmill and a bike and all that stuff at home.
Yeah.
They're coat racks. Let's just call it what it is.
Wow.
I don't know how many other people out there have a coat rack treadmill, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty well common.
We got a comment here. Becky saying walk 30 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Even 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
whenever you can muster.
Yeah.
Make it a challenge. It's you walk 30 minutes a day. I wish I could have done that after my first surgery, even my second surgery. So they try to get you up and walking really quick. You still have tubes in you for drainage, and the first time they get you up walking, if you get 5 feet, you're doing pretty good.
wow. Damn.
Your legs aren't working. It's extremely painful, and you just end up collapsing down. So working up to that 30-minute mark to be able to stay active it's a struggle.
Wow.
So take it as you will. If you can do 30 minutes now, if something were to happen, your recovery is going to go so much better, no matter what kind of surgery it is.
Also important to know your numbers, Josh. Your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your glucose, your sugars.
Oh yeah, I drop off a few gallons of blood a month at the hospital up there. They like to test me, and I keep pretty good track of my heart rate, pretty good track of my blood pressure. I keep logs of it, as well as weight and stuff. The doctors like that kind of stuff. And I would say if anyone out there has any issues or are monitoring anything at home, those are the numbers. If you keep a logbook and you bring stuff into your doctor, they're not going to think that you're overthinking anything whatsoever. You tell them your whole story.
Yeah.
If something's not important to it, let them decide.
Yeah, right.
Because
Great
everything's
point.
so weird. Everything's so weird. So you could say like, oh yeah, all of a sudden I started liking hot sauce. It doesn't sound like much. Maybe that is something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but
There's a
tell them everything.
there's a crowd out there, the I'm fine crowd.
Oh, yeah, I know that type. My dad's that type.
I have a couple of friends, and some of them are listening right now. They know who they are. I don't need to call them out. I may be one of them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. They're afraid to tell their doctor stuff. Here's the thing: they've heard it all before. You know, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
you can't embarrass yourself or anybody else going in there. You can say you grew genitalia in the back of your head. They've probably seen it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
you know, and the other thing is, it's like so many of us, we love to self-diagnose.
Yeah,
I know my body better than anybody, and I know what's going on.
Yeah, it's tough to say what constitutes a trip to the ER or a call to a doctor, but the call to the doctor is at any time. There's always somebody on call if you have a doctor.
Yeah.
And they'll get back to you. They'll say, hey, do this or don't do this, and so on and so forth. They'll tell you to monitor whatever. But we're not doctors.
Sure.
You know, they go to school for a long time. They spend a long time in the field to get to that point.
Right.
You know, they have a lot of experience. Let them decide.
Don't wait for the nausea, the sweats, the jaw pain.
Yep.
The dizziness.
I didn't even get into that. That was a whole episode I had, but nonetheless, yeah, you don't want to get to that point, because at that point it might just be too late, and it sneaks up on you. It hits you just out of nowhere. You have no idea it's coming.
I mean, you know, these stats: 1 in 5 deaths is heart related every year in America. There could be ticking time bombs among the listeners that we have that are listening right now.
Yeah.
What say you? What do we do? You know, outside of knowing what our blood pressure is, what our baseline is, what our cholesterol is, but saying to our doctor, hey, I'd love to be kind of checked out. I would love maybe to see a cardiologist.
There's no wrong question to ask a doctor. It's you tell them what your symptoms are, if you have any. Maybe you have a family history of something, and you're having a little fever. They'll either recommend it or they won't recommend it. But they'll check you out right then and there. I mean, as far as ordering a blood test, yeah, they'll probably do that. That's just standard operation. So you go to the lab, get your blood drawn, we'll do a full panel, see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, let's listen to your heart now. Let's check all this out, so on and so forth. And, you know, they'll be asking all those questions and just answer 100% honestly, you know. And if you think of something after the fact, it's okay to call a doctor back and say, oh, I forgot to tell him about this.
Yeah.
You know, it might change something. But they can only work with what they know, what it comes down to. So you just got to tell them everything, no matter how embarrassing or whatever it might be.
Sure. You literally had a second chance at living here.
Yeah. Second chance at living, and I'm the example of, you know, what not to do as far as with doctors. I didn't see a doctor since 2019, 2018 at that point. You know, COVID happened and you couldn't get in, and my doctor had left, and I just like, I'll get another one some other time when I go see him. Well, now I got like 30 doctors. So
right.
It's like I'm constantly going to them.
And let's be honest here, man. I mean, you said 10% chance of survival.
Yeah.
So 90% chance that you should have been done.
Yep. That's what they were telling my wife, like, through the whole first surgery. They kept saying, like, he's probably not going to make it. He's probably not going to make it. I feel bad for her. She was a rock. She stayed up there every night, just staying in the ICU there until I woke up.
And you have kids.
I got 3 kids, yeah. So it was tough. Yeah, her parents, my in-laws, came down and took care of the household. They took it pretty hard, and I think there's still a little bit of trauma going on there. But, you know, the one benefit from the whole thing is the newfound connections, the newfound not just respect, but admiration for those relationships. Just brings everything kind of closer. You really, I just really love being there now. More so, and not that I didn't before, but even more so now. Just part of everything, no matter how annoying it might be.
Yeah.
Because with 2 teenage daughters, it can be a little rough. But it's
How old are the kids?
16, 14, and 10
Okay, right now.
right now.
So they were 3 years younger.
Yeah,
My God, man.
and we got them a little bit of therapy to go over it, and talk about whatever is going on in their heads, because it's scary.
Yeah.
And my oldest daughter, the 16-year-old, I mean, like I said, she has the same bicuspid that I had, so
Yeah.
causes a little bit of anxiety with
Sure,
her.
sure.
But and then trying to convince her, like, it's okay. It's like,
Yeah.
if we know about it, the doctors know about it. She gets seen regularly from cardiologists and gets an echocardiogram every
Yeah.
year to make sure nothing's growing, nothing's happening. Which I got another one coming up here in 2 weeks for her, so
Okay.
which she hates. But
Do you,
that's all
do
right.
you feel like you're a little bit of a specimen? That you got all these doctors, these cardiologists that are like, wow, this is the
Oh, yeah.
example of somebody who shouldn't have made it but did. So check it out, man. You
Yeah.
know, look at we got Frankenstein here.
Oh yeah, I had a cardiologist telling me that there's not another cardiologist within 200 miles that hasn't heard of this case. When I was down in Boston, I found out they were teaching about me at Harvard, because there's a lot of Harvard students there in the hospital, so that was kind of cool. And every doctor's appointment I go to, they always bring some other people in and say, "Can they have a listen?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, of course." I kind of take a little bit of pride knowing that they're learning from me and my past mistakes with my health to what it is now and what's going forward.
What are some of those past mistakes? Were you
Oh.
smoking, vaping, what?
Oh, smoking. I wasn't.
Wow,
I wasn't even
really?
a drinker. Yeah, I was a smoker. I was not the best eater. I would just gas station food, fast food. Like,
Grab
that
and go.
looks good. The grab and go. If I made dinner at home, it was like, oh, let's put a whole bunch of cheese on that. Like, I was all about the flavors. Like, I was eating with desire over freaking anything else. Like, if I was hungry, like, oh, let's grab a bag of Doritos. That sounds like a plan. Come on. It adds up.
And you
over
were
time.
smoking.
I was smoking.
How much?
About a pack a day.
Okay. For how long?
Oh, since I was like 19, 18, something like that.
Wow.
And I
and-
quit on 9/11 because, well, they knock you out for a couple weeks. It's pretty easy to not think about it no more.
Sure. Wow.
Which is another secret. That's not only a secret to weight loss is open heart surgery, but also a secret to quitting smoking. They'll help you right out just like that. They'll just shove a tube down your throat and
Wow.
suck all that junk right out, which is pretty much what it was. So
Do you still crave a cigarette?
occasionally, yeah, but you get over it.
Wow. Were you drinking a lot before all this happened?
Oh, I never drank.
Okay.
I was never a drinker. Never got into that. Never did drugs.
Okay.
Wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Which, well, that's the other thing too is, any medications you might have taken that day or recently, or if you take anything not over the counter or whatever,
Yeah.
let's say it that way, just tell your doctors.
Yeah.
You know.
Be honest with them. Yeah.
Because when I went in to the ER the first time, I had taken an aspirin before I left the house and a Tylenol because I was in so much pain. I'm like, oh, let's see if this does something, right? I think I took some like some Tums or something like that, some anti-digestion stuff. And I told them about it, and turns out that changed how they did my anesthesia and all that kind of stuff, which is good. So it all matters. Tell them everything, every
Yeah.
time. Even if you don't think it matters.
What do you want to do with the rest of your life? What are maybe some things that you were saying to yourself, holy shit, if I get through this, I'm going to do this?
Well, the main thing is seeing my kids grow up, be healthy, learn those good habits. It's not just, you don't have to eat healthy every single day, but just having a healthy lifestyle, eating healthy the majority of the time, learning moderation,
Yeah.
being fit, being active, being healthy. Let them grow up to be whatever they want to be, no matter what it is, and just be happy. That's what I want. So
Wow.
that's the main goal. If they want to bag groceries for the rest of their life, I'm totally fine with that. If that's what makes them happy, they can make it work. Let's make it happen. But I don't know. The boy, I don't know what he wants to do yet, the 10-year-old, but I think my oldest wants to go into radiology and some heart stuff, which is kind of interesting. So,
Have you thought about getting involved with the American Heart Association or being a spokesperson for any of these clinics?
I haven't. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. That's for sure. I don't know how to go about doing that, but I'd absolutely do that. They do keep telling me I'm a poster child of recovery, so
Yeah.
I make their jobs easy. Apparently,
They know that they can't put a gun to your head and say, you have to go to the gym. You have to get a minimum of this amount of exercise if you're going to have any more of your life left. In other words, this surgery that we've done isn't a one-time fix-all. You need to. We've done our job. Now you need to do your
Yeah.
job.
I got to do my part of it. And they said as long as I keep this up, the one thing they can guarantee is that when I do die, it won't be heart related, which is kind
Wow.
of neat. The valve will outlast me apparently. So,
Wow. That's incredible, man.
but I think it's going to make it a little harder to go through airports, but that's all right.
Wow. Have you thought about getting? It's easy to get complacent with things. It's easy to get comfortable with your routine. You're a couple of years in now. You were 7 days a week. Now you're 6. Have you thought about saying, I'm going to cut back. I'm going to go 5 days a week. I might even go 4 days a week.
No, I like it too much. I almost feel guilty if I try it. I did that once. I was like, I'll just take the weekend off and screw Saturday, and I just regretted it.
Really?
Yeah, you get in this kind of this rhythm, and if you interrupt it, it's just don't feel right.
Did you get any part of your workout regimen? Was there a trainer involved? Were there doctors telling you this is what you need to do, or did you just go up there and?
It started off with cardiac rehab up at CVH there, and they did a great job. Of course, that's mostly cardio equipment, not my favoriteest thing, but it kind of got me back into the realm of it. Like I said, once I got to a certain point there where it's like, all right, I got this covered. I got the gym membership, and I tried a little cardio there. I did a little cardio at home. Still can't stand it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Some other people love it, and that's great. It's whatever they're into. But I always like lifting, and I just went into that and just started playing back around with that. And equipment's changed since the last time I did it, so that was kind of neat, trying to learn some new things, and just took it from there.
This is so inspiring to hear this, and serves as such a profound message to all of us, no matter who you are, where you're listening, what you weigh, what you don't weigh, what your lifestyle is, that there's always an opportunity to live healthier,
Yeah.
to make, as difficult as they are, to make choices that are going to ensure some longevity.
Yeah, it's like I always tell the family, it's like they pick out the meals that they make. I eat my own thing, so I say, what do you guys want to eat for dinners? And they pick out a list, and I just make healthier choices within that list, So it's, for example, like, oh, we want meatloaf. Like, okay, well, I can get the lean meat, right? I can do it with turkey, like I do with myself, keep that leaned up and, pick certain ingredients that just a healthier version of the same thing.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Comment here. Thank God you know about it. Genetic testing is so important.
Yeah, it really is.
How do you do that? You just say to your doc,
Oh, for me, they just said you're going to do genetic testing.
yeah,
So-
right, right,
But I think, yeah, you can do it through your doctor. I would assume you can have that conversation.
yeah,
I'm not sure if they'll say yes or no. I
right,
think it all depends on insurances and what
Yeah.
they want to cover.
sure.
God knows, but
I don't know. It just seems like so many of us are like, why bother bringing it up? Because I don't have any symptoms. My doctor is going to be like, oh, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to test for that? A lot of us have heard that.
yeah, I don't know. It's trying to convince your doctor doing things. I don't personally have that problem, but I have heard of that issue.
Yeah.
My wife always says, like, oh, doctors don't listen to women. I'm like, well, I've been to a doctor with my wife, and she doesn't tell them half the things that are going on. So it's
Yeah.
he gets mad at me for bringing it up.
Usually it's the other way around. It's the guys.
Yeah. It's the guys that like to bring it up, and I don't know. Just put it all on the table. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Everything. It's like, oh, my foot's been hurting for a week. Well, I mean, theoretically, that could be a blood clot. Maybe you're at risk for a stroke. You never know.
or it could just be absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Just
and
be
what's
that you
wrong
foot
with that?
Right.
I'll take some peace of mind any day of the week.
Sure. Absolutely.
Go to the doctor, say, yep, nothing's wrong with you. You're perfectly fine. Okay. Thank
Wow.
you. So it took me 2 hours to find out. All right, well, you know what? Peace of mind. I'll take it.
Dude, I think you should be doing a like a TED Talk or something. You got one hell of a story here, bro.
I do got a hell of a story, but that kind of comes in. The other thing, it's my memory shot now. This is a whole thing that goes with open heart surgery.
Really?
They call it pump head syndrome. So it's your cognition's horrible at first. Your short-term memory is just, I can't remember names for the life of me. It's just gone. It's a constant struggle, but some days are better than others.
Wow. Will that get better in time?
That's what they say. It might not.
Okay.
It's one day at a time sort of thing. It's gotten better since the initial surgery, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I was really out of it. That's no doubt about it. I don't think it was just the medicines I was on. It was
Sure.
a whole mixture of things.
Wow. Josh Howard, my guest this morning, and I hope this is going to be an episode that will carry with you not only in the month of February, being the American Heart Month, but beyond that, too. We should be thinking about this kind of stuff all the time. You've brought an incredible story to the airwaves, man, and I hope it's resonating among the followers and listeners that are tuned in. Life is short.
Life is short, and heart issues do not discriminate. Plain and simple. Anyone can have it. And for the love of God, just
even if you're in good shape, even if you're in great shape.
Yeah. Just making some healthier choices here and there, it makes such a difference. Such a difference.
Yeah.
And that's just for your whole body health.
Sure.
You can go to the extreme, you can do a little bit. It's all takes time, but you'll see the results. You'll feel better.
Thanks for coming in here, man.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
What a story. What a story. And if folks have questions for you,
Yeah, just put them right in the chat.
just put them right in the chat. And
Yep,
you'll
I'll go through
respond.
it and I'll answer some.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, so everyone
Yeah.
knows. I'm probably going to tell you, so if you have issues, go see a doctor. if you
Sure.
are. But
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Josh Howard, thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for this incredible story that you've shared with us so transparently and being willing to do so, man. That's amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well, thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, man. All right. Over and out for now. Stay warm today. Be careful. Drive easy. A couple of spin-offs this morning on some of the Vermont roads. I think the situation up there on 302 is cleared up, but go easy. Be careful. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning right here where you are now. Aired Out.